Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And my name is Katie for those who don't remember for some odd reason. And today I will be talking about the top 10 classic books that I have not read yet. There are a lot of lists out there right now of classic books that people should be reading or different things like that. The one I'm going off of for my classic books is the 1001 Books You Must Read Before You Die by Peter Boxtel. Now, this is a really good book because it goes from basically the beginning of human written history up through, I believe the current edition is 2010-ish or 2015, one of the two. So that's pretty cool because it covers a wide variety of materials. But because it does cover a wide range of years, it could possibly potentially cut out some books that people consider classics. So it just kind of shows that everyone has their own takes on what is a classic book, which I, as a librarian, find fascinating because, you have the Western canon, and even then it's people deciding what to put in the classic in the Western canon and all of that good stuff. So, without further ado, I will start with the list. So, the first book I have on my list is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Now, I've started this book before, but I didn't finish it because it wasn't my type of book at the time. However, reading tastes change, so I may want to read this in the near future or in the future. If you don't know what The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is about, it's basically about a man from Earth who sits next to someone at a bar and realizes that one, the person he sat next to is not from this world, and two, this other person is talking of basically this destruction of Earth. So they, after about a 5-minute conversation, they are taken up to this spaceship and see what happens to the Earth and kind of their whole journey together throughout the universe. My next book is Tales from the Arabian Nights. This is one of those books that I currently own that I have not read yet. If you don't know what those are about, it's, I believe, set in Mesopotamia, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong with that. But it has all the stories of Scheherazade and Aladdin and the grave robbers with the open sesame story. So it's all about these different stories that come together under one continuous story. So I'm really interested in reading those. Again, I've owned it for the past 2-3 years now, and I haven't gotten around to it because I've been so busy with school and now with work. So I'm really looking forward to read that, hopefully this year again. It is a thicker book, but with the amount I travel for work, I should be able to finish it within a week or two. Again, given the length, it is a pretty lengthy book. The next book I have is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I haven't actually read a lot of her stuff, but I believe that Pride and Prejudice is one of those ones where I should at least read it. Maybe go into Emma as well. Some of those other books by her, but Pride and Prejudice, at least, it's one of those books where it's the guy wants the girl doesn't want the guy, but in the end they get together. Several movies made on this. The latest movie I believe was with Keira Knightley. Haven't seen it yet, but it should be interesting to both read and see this book and adaptation. The next book on my list is Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Now, I have read A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and I liked that one decently enough that I think that I will also like Oliver Twist as well. Um, if you haven't read it, it's basically about a young boy who has to grow up in London with no parents and in the streets. The next book on this list is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. Now, I haven't read the book, but I did watch the first movie with Robert Downey Jr., as well as the first season with Benedict Cumberbatch. And I kind of liked them, but I want to read the books to see if I get a different feel for them because I believe they're widely recognized as one of the earliest detective stories, besides some of Edgar Allan Poe's stuff. So that should be really interesting. I'm really interested in reading more of those. I just need to get my hands on a copy of it. The next one that everyone tells me I should read and is also on this list is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I have seen the movie a few years back with some college friends of mine, and I really liked the movie. So I'm interested in seeing what the difference is between the movie and the book, because with all adaptations of the book, there are bound to be some changes. The next book I have is The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. Everyone knows this book. Well, I should say everyone knows this movie by Disney. There have been some live adaptations of this movie that I haven't seen, but also look very good. But I'm interested to see, what parts of the original book Disney cut out, because let's face it, Disney, although good and although they do a good story, they tend to cut out a lot of the original story or change it. The next book I have is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. No, I have not read this before. It wasn't part of the assigned readings in school, which I feel a little odd because it is part, I think it's part of a lot of the school readings, at least in high school, maybe not in the lower grades, but at least in high school in the States. So I'm kind of curious to find out what I've been missing. And I honestly can't believe I haven't read this yet. What with being an English major, it wasn't part of the curriculum, at least in the classes I took. We weren't required to read it at all. I kind of want to see what I've been missing with that one. The next book I have is Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. So there's a little movie of this book a few years back, about, I want to say at least 10 years now, with Josh Hutcherson and not Dwayne the Rock Johnson, that's the other movie. Brendan Fraser, that's who it is. Brendan Fraser and Josh Hutchins of Hunger Games fame. So I really liked that movie. And like I said, for The Great Gatsby and Victor Hugo's book, I'm really interested in seeing what's different between the two and which one I like better, the movie or the book. Probably the book, but maybe the movie because I saw it first. And the last one I have on this list is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Now, what I know about this book is that it's about a man, Dorian Gray, who wants to stay young forever, basically. So he sells his soul and goes on all of these adventures and lives a vicarious life. And in the end, it comes back to haunt him, basically, in a form of this picture that was painted of him years back. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this short video. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys later. Bye!